his batter skulls, those things are just not really good. His Swords of Plowshares, pretty much dead in this matchup.
Yeah, and post board though, he's got an Inquisition of Kozilek to bring in, which will help a little. Another Force of Will, and then Surgical Extraction or something. That looks like it to me, really.
Spell Snare. You bring in Spell Snare.
Spell Snare. Sorry, yeah.
Disenchant doesn't work. You could bring in Blue Elemental Blast. It will stop
like a red pact.
A red pact, but it's not too impressive.
Right. But considering what he has in the main, he may actually have room.
Yeah, he has some cards to bring out. So.
Now he has the one copy of Intuition, which Tom Martell played. I love that about the Esper Blade
versus Orrin's 4 Intuition. So
yeah,
but I mean that makes Surgical Extraction that much better. Is that it sort of it does shut down Intuition. You can't exactly Intuition for 3 hive minds, and then it's like okay, hive mind extraction.
Yeah,
Orrin is down to 6, but this is a deck that mulligans fairly well, so.
Yeah, Intuition in the Esper Blade lists, I really like it. I mean, just its interaction with Lingering Souls, it's the obvious kind of play with it, but it just being able to search for kind of anything he might need to reuse, and he can reuse it with Snapcaster Mage too. Like I think.
Yeah, this should be a very well fought match, and also Shaheen is playing 2 G1 Batter Skull. I mean, he has moved that Jit that a lot of people have in their sideboard in the main deck, and instead he has a sort of Feast and Famine in his sideboard.
He's got a Tower of the Magisters in his mana base there.
Power is great.
Yeah.
It just kills opposing Batter Skulls. And it looks like Orrin has a Misdirection, 2 Show and Tells. I don't see if he's on a land that produces 2 or not. Misdirection is an interesting card. It's change target spell with a single target, but it still only has 1 target, even though the word target appears 3 times.
Yeah, that spell has several targets printed on it, as in the word target.
Only one is
only
the actual
one
keyword
actual target.
Meaning, only one actually targets of those 3 targets.
So Shaheen playing a very underused spell, Inquisition of Kozilek, apparently. Yeah. Now Orrin though reading it, making it appear as if
double checking it. So he's looking to see if he can misdirect it.
Yeah,
which is not going to be very productive. And he shows it. So, yep, 2 Show and Tells and a Misdirection.
Show Misdirection.
Yep, 3 lands.
And, Shaheen now can. The thing about Misdirection is it's usually a surprise. You're like, oh no, you just cast. Hit it Zugu's second right, and I'm at 10 life too.
And a lot of people don't know how Misdirection works either.
Yeah.
Because you tell somebody, okay, so here's how, misdirect your Force of Will to what? They got to know what to do with it.
Yeah.
It is not back to Misdirection, or it's not back to the Force of Will. Orrin did draw a Progenitus, so he does have something to do with his
Show and Tell.
Show and Tell now. Comes draw. Progenitus, I think, is a little less scary for Shaheen because if he has if he goes turn 3 Batter Skull, he races it fairly well. He doesn't die immediately. He might be able to get an extra attack step even against Progenitus. He sacks his Marsh Flats, checks out his hand, sees what land he needs to get here. Madge is going for a Tundra.
I want to see someone play Telepathy in Legacy.
Oh boy, it'd be so much easier for us.
I know it would.
if Wandering Eye was just the new hot card.
Like somebody's like Trinket Mage, Glasses of Urza. What?
Right. Oh, someone points out that Andrew Ward points out that Progenitus means the other guy can't choose O-Ring as a Show and Tell to hit Progenitus if you put it into play. So O-Ring seeing more play.
That's a good point too.
Becomes a better target than Emrakul.
All right, so looks like Shaheen is about to attempt to resolve an Umezawa's Jite, and it resolves, and then he casts a second Inquisition.
Yeah, Orrin can't be happy about that. It nabs his second Show and Tell, which means, of course, get Intuition for 3 Show and Tells now.
Yeah.
He has to naturally draw one. That Progenitus just got a lot worse.
Yeah, and I mean, that's huge, right? I think the game may have been won on that
Oh, but
second.
he drew another show and tell too.
Oh, wow. Oh,
So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Wow,
that's...
so he's drawn 3 show
You
and
said he
tells.
needed to naturally draw it, and he's set up pretty well now.
So if he draws a blue card, I can pretty much guarantee you that he will be show and telling in a Progenitus. It requires Shaheen to have 2 Force of Wills. He has 1, not 2. For Patrick Smith, will any of the Open be shown on camera? Yes. The Invitational goes for a total of 8 rounds a day, and then we'll be switching over to
the Standard Open.
Open,
So,
which I believe can be in round 8.
Okay.
We'll do that. Around ish.
roughly, yeah.
Roughly.
Like late rounds of the Standard Open.
All depends on how long both of these go. Shane reading Progenitus, making sure it does what he thinks it does. Yes, everything. Protection from everything. Protection from white, blue, black, red, green, lands,
Artifacts,
enchantments, tribal.
sorcery, instants.
Little girls. Protection from little girls. It's got protection
Yeah.
from She Stands Alone. Everything. Every card you could imagine.
But all that means is it can't be damaged, enchanted, blocked, or targeted by those things. So Sulfur Elemental makes Progenitus.
But he does not draw a blue card, so he's just going to cast Show and Tell. Jace, Forceful, pitching a Jace.
Yeah. And,
So now Orrin is left with, I think, just Progenitus.
Progenitus and
Misdirection.
Misdirection, yeah. Which, Progenitus is a blue card.
Yep.
So he can still misdirect something.
Vindicate on Shaheen's side.
But Shaheen knows that there is a misdirection as well, so.
Right.
And really, is he gonna play Vindicate? Is he gonna?
I'm pretty sure you misdirect this. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking.
your odds of ever being able to get Progenitus in play are so low. But
Well, Orrin lets it
allows
resolve. I'm kind of surprised that
he's hoping on the last Show and Tell at some point.
Yeah, I guess that's a better plan than discarding your hand.
Draws a Grim Monolith.
Monolith,
So
yeah.
he is now has the mana to actually cast a Hive Mind, but he just can't,
He has to find a Hive Mind.
have to find the Hive Mind first. And a Pact.
Yeah. Hive Mind doesn't do very much on its own.
Snapcaster, I imagine, will be brainstorming or vindicating. Gets a fetch on against Tundra. Looks like he's going to vindicate one of, or the Grim Monolith here.
Yeah, Shaheen with very little pressure in this game until now we've got a Snapcaster, but
Which holds Jit very well.
yeah, which can become,
Everyone holds Jit well, though.
yeah, pretty much, except for Progenitus.
All right, so now Orrin's question is, do I pitch this misdirection, or do I pitch Progenitus the misdirection to kill Jit? Notice also Shaheen does have a Caracas, so if Orrin had tried to put an Emrakul in play, it could be very awkward for him.
Yeah. And I think that may be why Shaheen was reading it going, I've got Caracas
Yeah.
for Emrakul.
This doesn't work very well, does it?
All right, so there he is removing Progenitus to misdirect to the Vindicate onto Shaheen's Snapcaster Mage.
All right.
See, I think I would have hit the GT because I feel like that's much more threatening because Shaheen can get more guys.
I mean, I actually kind of like hitting the Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah.
And did he just draw another?
Show and tell?
I think he did just draw the 4th Show and Tell. Ponder.
Ponder. Old school Lorwyn Ponder.
Funny that's old school.
Yeah, it's weird to say that Lorwyn is even old school.
Yeah. Force Will, Hive Mind, and a Ancient Tomb. Or a City Trader, maybe.
Yeah.
Imagine him drawing the Hive Mind here. And he'll be sacking that fetch land before next turn. Also support Foil, and the Vic Soul points out that Progenitus does actually pitch to Force Will, so multiple reasons why he might do that. And he passes back. Shaheen, ooh, is that a second Jit in hand? Looks like he has a Jace.
He did draw Jace.
Jace is pretty good.
Yeah, and
now the question for him is, do you start +1ing it, or do you start brainstorming? I mean, +1ing obviously has the problem of...
there's a fetch land.
Fetch land in play, but...
I think I brainstorm here, just depending on what's in Shaheen's hand. I think I want to brainstorm.
I think he has a second Jit, so he's considering it. Like, it is hard because you sort of miss for a turn, but he's going for brainstorm, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have much protection right now.
No, he does not.
So I think the brainstorm is the play. That Jace is fairly safe once it sticks.
Yeah, I mean, all that really Orrin can do is attack with Progenitus, but at that point he's probably just going to attack Shaheen.
Yeah.
Yep, and Sheen's going for brainstorm, it looks like. Or maybe he's still considering countering the Jace with his Force of Will pitching Show and Tell. And it looks like he's allowing it.
Yeah. I mean...
I saw a Mystic there.
Yeah, there's a Mystic. Was there a another Vindicate? Or am I...
there's a Lingering Souls.
Okay.
There's a Stoneforge Mystic.
A lot of things to hold a Jite.
Yes. Oh, and a Thoughtseize.
Jeez.
Thoughtseize,
Yeah.
I imagine will draw the Force of Will. Orrin has to know that he does not have a lot of time to actually try and go off here. Nope.
Oh, he doesn't have Force of Will.
Oh, no, he doesn't. He has. Oh, it's an Intuition.
Oh, okay, so some of the discussion was about the Vindicate needing to be exiled, I think. Not in his graveyard. Right. Remember, he flashed it back.
And that got fixed.
Yeah, they fixed that.
Yeah, I thought that was Force Will. It isn't.
Yeah, it's a City of Traders, I think, that maybe... it's Intuition that
it's
we...
Intuition,
I thought that was Show and Tell. I thought he had Hive Mind, Show and Tell.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. You said Force of Will, so I assumed that that's what it was, but I didn't,
These blue cards with red, a lot of red in them?
Yeah, red or
all
orange,
the
they do. They do look the same. So, Hive Mind goes away. Shaheen...
Sacking gonna sack the fetch land. Those top 3 cards are not very useful for him.
Now, I think Shaheen clearly has the upper hand at this point. Not only does he have a Jace on the table and an Umazawa's Jite on the table, but he's presumably going to be adding to the board with some guys that can hold the Jite.
Right, and with the numbers in Orrin's deck, he's already gone through 2 Show and Tells. He cannot cast Intuition for, and he pitched a Progenitus, so he can't Intuition for 3 Progenituses if he draws a Show and Tell.
Yeah, because he only plays 3 Progenitus.
Right, exactly. And if he draws another Intuition, if he drew if he drew a Progenitus, he couldn't Intuition for 3 Show and Tell. So he's in a bit of an awkward position. Though, if Shaheen does decide to ever +2 it, he can just Intuition, sort of, mix the deck up.
Yeah, that's the only consolation, I think, right now for Orrin. Like, if he Fate Seals you, you can shuffle your deck.
Right.
That's about as good as it's looking for Orrin right now.
Yeah, it's not the position you want to be in. He has 3 Hive Minds left, so he can Intuition for 3 Hive Minds, but if those go away, we're going to have trouble.
Yeah, Intuition for 3 Hive Mind, and then the one that goes in your hand gets countered.
He pretty much has only 2 Show and Tells left to win the game.
Wait, we've already seen 3 Show and Tells.
I think we've seen 2 Show and Tells.
Because I thought he lost the first one to the first Inquisition, lost the second one to the second Inquisition. That's when he drew that he had drawn the third one. We were surprised.
One left. If the Hive Mind gets countered, he only has one way to win left in his deck. And considering when it attacks, it's going to do 10. But Batterskull attacking with a Jit on it gains 8.
Wow.
So things are not looking good for Orrin Beasley. I think what he has to do here is intuition, get some packs. Probably get blue packs the first one, red packs the second one, and just hope to draw. Maybe you can get a. Yep, gets a high. I guess hive minds. I guess he's just gonna hope to draw packed. Oh, he just yeah.
Have a counter spell.
She doesn't have a counter spell, so that's enough.
And just as we you're saying,
you explained it. I'm gonna get hive minds. If you don't have a counter spell, or if you don't have a counter spell, I'm gonna get red pack. Well.
Yeah, he probably getting hive minds, and Shaheen is like, well, if you're getting 3 hive minds, I've got a counter spell for it. So do you have another way to win?
Oh yeah, I can't.
Maybe it was too early, but he was facing down a batter skull.
Well, I can't actually tell who.
Oh, you think Orrin? You were thinking Orrin won.
I was thinking Orrin won because he showed the second intuition, but I didn't see Shaheen play a Force of Will.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Orrin did win that game. Sometimes when the I thought Orrin scooped.
Oh, did he tap 2 lands and
he tapped City of Traders and Volcanic Island.
For
the intuition.
So he couldn't cast 2 intuitions, right?
I believe so. He had the city the Grim Monolith.
But then he cast Grim Monolith. How does he cast
anything?
Hive Mind. If anyone watching saw exactly what happened, because I'm a little confused.
Yeah, it's
I thought he was 1 mana short. But
when the win happens in conversation at the table, it's really tough.
Yeah,
okay, so Orrin won.
Yeah, Orrin won. I thought he was 1 mana short, but
oh. Yikes. Okay, so we're having a little bit of a flood happening over here. We've got a flooded strand behind us. It is
a rainy day in Baltimore.
Yeah, and
which I found out about halfway from I walked in the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
It started raining. I was like, I'll be fine.
You should have found out.
Now.
Well, I mean, I guess depending on when you.
Well, I didn't want to spend like $10 in a hotel umbrella.
Oh yeah. Like I just meant like I posted. I wrote on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I was listening to the Counting Crows song "Raining in Baltimore."
I can get here before it starts raining. Maybe not. Okay, so sideboarding here. Oh, we said he does have get a red pact.
Right, he had enough mana to double cast Intuition, but did he have enough mana to cast the Hive Mind?
Right afterwards.
Yeah.
People are saying
so. I understand he can Intuition for 3 Hive Minds, Intuition for 3 packs.
He can play another Intuition on his turn. Plus, he could play another Intuition on his hand and Hive Mind. So yeah. He did have the mana on his next turn to actually do both. Okay.
I just thought, with the Monolith tapped, I thought he had 4 lands. Or 4,
okay, yeah, I see, yeah. He had 3, he
had the City of Traders.
Plus the Volcanic Island, cast Intuition, plays a land, and then he has enough. Then he has 3 lands, taps them in the Hive Mind.
It makes sense. Okay. It makes sense, yeah. We're basically having the conversation that they had.
Right.
A few minutes ago.
Okay.
But if you guys are ever on camera at an event, it would be nice to make it clearer to the cameras if you can.
All right. So sideboarding, Shaheen looked like he was thinking about bringing the blue elemental blast in. I definitely think he brings in this the Spellsayers and the Surgicals. Of course, Force of Will or not Force of Will. Swords Plowshares is gonna go.
I think we're going to see...
He doesn't have a whole lot. Disenchant is okay because you can get... with Disenchant, you can get his Grim Monolith to sort of slow him down, but it's probably not actually good enough. But definitely bring in the 4th Force of Will, though.
Red Elemental Blast for Orrin coming in.
Elemental Blasts are good.
2 of those. He's got 3 Pyroclasm, which seem reasonable against basically everything but a Batterskull. For Shaheen.
I don't like it a whole lot.
Yeah. I don't know that it's there for that, but I mean it does seem to does take care of Lingering Souls reasonably well.
Yeah,
1/2 of Lingering Souls.
I just don't think he changes his deck a whole lot. He doesn't really need to.
Yeah.
The onus is kind of on Shaheen to hate him out.
So maybe just the Red Blasts. Leyline of Sanctity. You think that It's weird because I feel like it's there for targeted discard, right?
Right, and
that's what Shaheen has, as we saw.
Yeah, but the question is whether or not there's enough targeted discard. Like, you want it against. You also want it against like all the combo decks, like or against tendrils rather.
Right.
Like, it's real hard for tendrils to ever beat High Mind if you have a Leyline in play.
That makes sense.
And you want it also against decks that don't necessarily have a lot of ways to stop your combo, except for discard. I think against Shaheen you have to worry about both counterspells and discard.
Yeah,
so and he doesn't have too much. He has what, 2 Thought Seizes.
Right, well,
2 Inquisitions.
We know what he has, but, Orrin knows that he got Inquisition twice and Thought Seized at least once. So he may feel like there's more than there actually is. But that said, he got Inquisition twice and Thought Seized once and still won that game. So
right.
It's not as if... I don't think he's expecting him to Torok out of Shaheen.
No. That is not a card you have to worry about too much. At least in this matchup.
He's like, Persecute.
I'm just waiting for him to come
blue.
back to this. Persecute Blue, wow. That's a card I'd like to see come back.
Yeah, I really like to Persecute.
I mean, Persecute White against a lot of these decks.
Thanks for helping me discard my Lingering Souls. That's about the only... That's the best silver lining.
I don't think there's a lot of decks where it actually... Unless you're like Dark Ritualing it on turn 2, I don't think there's a lot of decks where it actually does a whole lot. So, into game 2. Shaheen on the play. Looks like both players are keeping 7s. Yep.
Cool. All right.
Both on 7. Shaheen starts out with... Nope, not that one. He's really thinking about which landing he plays first.
For those of you just joining us, I'm Joey Pasco here with Sam Stoddard, and we are bringing you guys some live coverage of the StarCityGames.com Invitational in Baltimore. We're in round 10. Feature match between Shaheen Soorani with Esper Stoneblade on the right and Orrin Beasley with Hive Mind on the left. Shaheen in game 1 seemed to have that game under control, but Orrin drew the right cards and won the game.
Shaheen, of course, started off with Pluto Delta. Orrin, on the draw, plays Island Ponder. And this is certainly a deck where, the nice thing about this deck is it goes off on turn 2. Mm-hmm. So Shaheen, has to be really careful what he does. We assume he brought in
some surgical extractions,
some,
Inquisitions,
right?
One Inquisition.
Yeah, 1 Inquisition, but he doesn't have a whole lot else. He has Spell Snare on his board, not Spell Pierce actually, so that's not going to help out here. Turn 2 Stoneforge, and he could just die here. This is the danger of playing against this deck. If Orrin has an Ancient Tomb in his hand. And Ancient Tomb plus Show and Tell, he's got a forceful backup. If he has a Show and Tell to Progenitus.
Yeah, I mean, looking back at game 1, what else could Shaheen have done game 1? I mean, I felt to me like he had that game. I mean, he had Batterskull on the table and a Jite on the table, and
right.
That wasn't enough. So who knows? Orrin could draw better this game, and this could be over really fast. But
yep, he lets he thinks for a bit, lets the Stoneforge resolve, gets the Sword of Feast and Famine. He's gonna try and strip Orrin's hand before he can go off. Orrin plays a City of Traders, Ancient Tomb, Show and Tell. Right. Not the card Shaheen wanted to see here.
And we've got a Surgical Extraction in hand for Shaheen that I can
not going to
see.
hit a lot.
I just thought I'd mention he does have one of his sideboard cards right there.
It looks like it's a Progenitus for Orrin. And unless Shaheen actually brought in his Parish,
he's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, I don't think that he has the ability to race it. Progenitus versus
Vendilion
Click. All right.
Now, I've seen a Vendilion Click win that race before. Actually, it was Nick Spagnolo back at SCG Denver. and it wasn't a camera match. I happened to just walk over and watch it.
Shaheen chooses himself in dealing click, puts a surgical extraction back from the bottom of the deck, draws a card. Brainstorms. So it looks like he probably did bring in Perish, and he's just digging for it. And, yep, attacks for 3, taking Orrin down to 15. This is going to let Shaheen, we play the Batter Skull, so he should have a little more time to try and race Orrin. At least one more turn. Orrin brainstorms. Doesn't seem to hit anything particularly relevant. There isn't a whole lot really that's relevant right now, other than
I mean,
having some force of wills and trying to
protect Progenitus
from
the very little amount of.
There's a small threat of that there is a small threat of a Perish, but this will take Sheen down to 9. Sheen will sack this, go to 8. Orrin's still thinking, doing some math. Yep, Sheen at 9. And as soon as Orrin passes, he's going to go to 8 and put it. Oh, I guess he has a sort of feast and famine right now, not a batter.
Not a batter skull, yeah.
Yeah, so he needs if he has a Jit or someone, he needs some way to gain life.
Oh, he's got Caracas, but no, wait, that doesn't work.
Caracas does not do that.
For a second, I thought like Shaheen did. Like, oh my god, that doesn't work.
Nope.
Can't target it.
Turns out in this matchup, certainly, Progenitus has far outshined Emrakul. So maybe Hive, I've been playing Hivemind wrong for this last few months. I've been playing Progenitus.
Or just do what Tim Cicino does and run them both.
Yep, and another Ponder. I think he's just looking for ways to lock the game up.
Tim Cicino, of course, not playing Hivemind, but did play both Progenitus and Emrakul in his deck, Sneak and Show. Didn't want to give anybody the wrong impression there. He different deck entirely. Well, mostly.
Draws an intuition, passes. So Shaheen needs to gain at least 1 life. Or 2 life, because 3 life actually. So I'm going to go to 8 off this fetch.
He casts Lingering Souls, flashes it back, and then casts Congregate.
Ooh.
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
Except he doesn't have Congregate.
No.
Or enough mana to do
anywhere
near of that. Worship would be nice.
If he had a Worship.
Yeah.
Worship would be really good right now. Oh, and he has the Batter Skull. He does the Batter Skull, so that will give him another turn at least.
Unfortunately, everything also includes Jace the Mind Sculptor, so Jace can't bounce Progenitus.
Right. Out comes Sword of Feast and Famine. Equips the Batter Skull. Wow. So he actually is in a very good position. At this point, he's actually going to race Orrin.
Yeah, and Progenitus has protection from everything, but holding Progenitus back to block is the most awkward.
It is very awkward.
And it's not what he wants to be doing.
And Orrin is taking 6, 7, 8, 9, goes to 5. Even holding back to block doesn't save him for long.
Yeah. This is really interesting. I mean, the naturally drawing Batter Skull was huge for Shaheen.
Yeah.
And being able to just vial in one, because you see there's a Force of Will in Orrin's hand, and that Stoneforge Mystic does a pretty good job of.
Right. I mean, we went from 8 to 15 to 5 to 14. Inquisition.
And
it's not going to show anything particularly helpful. Orrin pretty much has the pact here, and he just doesn't have the right cards for that.
Good call. So Chris Lansdale mentions Progenitus can't even block because of the sword.
Oh.
I wasn't even thinking about that. I mean, I wasn't really suggesting Progenitus block. I was more like making fun of the fact that, Progenitus as a blocker seems silly. But
right.
But that's a good point. Progenitus as a blocker seems really silly when it actually can't block anything but Stoneforge Mystic. Progenitus doesn't have flying, right? It's just protection from everything. Okay.
Doesn't need flying.
I would assume, but
I guess it can. I guess if it flew, good. Protection from moat doesn't actually do a whole lot. And yep, Shaheen did bring in that disenchant. So Brainstorm puts some cards back, and it's 100% on Orrin Beasley right here. This turn, I don't think there's anything he can possibly draw. If he draws a Hive Mind, he doesn't have a pact in his hand. He draws a red pact. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you have one more mana, he's gonna. He might try and block.
Yeah. Red.
It's not gonna work. Oh, and Shaheen just moved it over anyway.
Oh well, this will be 5 right there. So that's game 2, and oddly, it did the same thing with game 1, except the opposite, where it looked like Orrin just had that game 1, like Progenitus on like turn 2 or something.
Usually, when you get a Progenitus out that early, you win, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes it just doesn't. It's not enough.
So now we've seen players survive hits from Emrakul twice, not in the same game, but in the same match, and Progenitus. Well, did he?
He decked twice.
Oh, well, yeah, that's right. It was 2 hits. 2 hits by Progenitus in the same game, yeah.
Yeah, he just gained a lot of life.
Yeah. I was thinking 2 different games, but yeah, 2 different games for Emrakul, but same game for Progenitus. I mean, he's about the biggest guys in Legacy, besides maybe Lord of Extinction in Mike Flores' deck. Did you happen to catch the? I don't know how much you saw of his Legacy deck, or if you saw the deck tech that I did with Mike Flores.
Yeah, I did. I did see that.
He's a nut, and he's like, I'm gonna play the Mimeoplasm, copying Murderous Redcap with the power toughness of Lord of Extinction, 50U. Like,
that's
really.
Really.
That's nuts. He's like, my opponent has 365 Path to Exiles, but you can't cast any of them.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that was fun. Unfortunately, he didn't do very well in Standard, I don't think, and then made some play errors in Legacy that made it so that he is now, I believe, playing in the Standard Open today.
He went 4-4.
Yeah. So
he was actually a Batterskull token.
Yeah, I mean,
he was a German token wearing a Batterskull, which normally is very good.
Right, exactly.
But as your tournament record,
it's not. Yeah.
It's not good. Not very good at all.
Much better than being Dancing Scimitar, but
that's true.
Yeah.
There are worse things than Scimitar though. It's
yeah,
Kami of Oldstone.
What is that? Is it like 08 or something?
It's like a 110.
110.
That is when you are at you're at Worlds, and you're just like, you're on the national team, and you're like, I got to play all these matches out with points, and it's round 11, and you're just like, what's your record? You're like Kami of Oldstone, and they just go.
Yeah, that's one you don't hear a lot. Most people don't play that often, or play it up to that.
Well, if you're on the national team, you have to.
Yeah.
You need to get points to see if your national team can get in the you get based off the points are based off all 3 of your national team members' records. So
yeah,
you're certainly not holding up your portion. We'll just be real.
How did you make the team? Well, I made the team and then I quit Magic for 6 months and just came back, and I don't know what these cards do.
I think it's more like, I got these deck lists from untrusted sources.
Yeah. So,
going into game 3, Orrin Beasley, Shaheen Soorani, Hive Mind versus Esper Stoneblade. Orrin again will be on the play.
And
a good game last game where Orrin shown-tailed out a Progenitus on turn 2, and it was not enough. It's close to enough. Not quite.
Yeah, that much life gain from a deck makes it real tough.
That can happen. Every once in a while that happens with Progenitus. You know, even people who play natural order decks, every once in a while, you natural order out of Progenitus, and then they would just, Batterskull, all of a sudden, it's not quite as close as you'd think it would be for a, 10-10 protection from everything. I think, are we mulliganing here?
J Pinter MTG on Twitter says it's unfortunate that that Progenitus doesn't have protection from protection.
I don't think that works, because it does have protection from protection.
Yeah,
It's protection from everything, but I think that the rules of Magic keep protection from canceling out protection. Because then what would happen if you had two Progenises with a Mirror Gallery in play? Could they block each other? Because now they have protection from protection. But they also have protection from protection.
That's true.
I think the world just implodes.
I think it's definitely a paradox.
There's a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah. Progenitus caused the matrix to crash.
Now I have to imagine this is Orrin going down to 6. I don't know if it's taking him this long to shuffle up his initial hand. Orrin with the MTG Mom sticker.
Pretty popular.
Very popular. I have not seen her around this weekend, so I don't think
she's here. I know she lives in Chicago.
She does. She does live in Chicago now. It's probably a little easier if she was still maybe not in Florida. But she is wearing the sticker in absentia. It's for her honor, to remember her, as she no longer goes to every Magic event.
Yeah, her site is so useful.
It is.
I use it every week for the podcast to talk about whatever, what's coming up. But
open Orrin ley lines.
Yeah, he did bring in the Leyline of Sanctity.
And then he's got a land. He doesn't have he's got a blue pact and a hive mind. And now a show and tell. But hive mind plus just putting out the hive mind here doesn't actually do a whole lot. Unfortunately for him. Even if you get it out, it just doesn't it doesn't help. You still have to draw a pact, a non-blue pact. You have to draw a pact that you can actually cast.
And so, Ancient Tomb.
Shaheen drew a Thoughtseize. That is not going to do much. Ooh, but Shaheen, I think, does have a disenchant in his hand.
Yeah, I think he does. Like a full art disenchant.
That's what it looks like. Looks like we have another land for Orrin. That is not going to help. Thinks about it some more and plays the land and passes. Sheen's going to get a Tundra, and I believe he's going to disenchant that ley line.
Yeah, I mean,
cast
with the
and then get a hive mind.
Seems like a good plan.
Yep, Orrin is not going to be left with a whole lot. Though he does have, Sheen has to take that hive mind because he just has 6. Orrin has access to 6 mana next turn. So he can just hard cast the hive mind. But the show and tell does, give him some outs. He can always draw Progenitus. Sheen, Orrin not so happy about that happening.
Yeah.
Did you have to?
Did the slow
Inquisition. Inquisition's going to get the show and tell.
Yeah.
Thoughtseize is going to get the hive mind. And Orrin is going to be left with a blue pack, and that's it.
Yeah.
Bad days for Orrin Beasley.
Yeah, I mean, Shaheen's lucky he had that disenchant, though, because otherwise he had a lot of dead cards in his hand.
The one of disenchant. Getting it done. So, Orrin, to get out of this one, she doesn't have obviously doesn't have any pressure right now. But Orrin just has to draw so many cards out of this one. Though I guess theoretically, just like, red pack plus hive mind. As long as he has a blue pack in his hand, he can fight one Force of Will. And Shaheen has no way to pay red mana, so. And Orrin Ponder,
yeah.
So that's moving closer at least. We'll see what it reveals. It looks like three lands. That goes back
that's
right
a shuffle,
away.
Yeah.
So long. So Orrin's deck. There's only 2 cards to combo off, but Shaheen has successfully kept them off those.
Yeah, I believe Shaheen has a Perish in hand in case Progenitus shows up, but...
So he has all the hate cards this game.
Yeah, it seems that way. He needs a way to win the game, though.
He does, and that happens sometimes. But this is a deck where that's actually not too bad.
Right.
Plays a second Ancient Tomb, so he now has 6 mana available, so he can just hardcast a Hive Mind if he happens to draw one. Shaheen's hand is just full of card search, of various draw threes. He's going to brainstorm first.
Land, Force of Will.
Well, yep, he has 4.
All the counter spells.
Yeah,
literally all the Force
counter
of Wills.
spells.
Yeah.
You're not going to win, but I'm going to have no way to win, but there's no way you're winning this one either. Oh, there's a Stoneforge. And we see a Perish on top too.
I think he brainstormed that Perish back.
Yeah.
So.
Orrin draws, it looks like another blue pact. The one pack he doesn't need, or the one pack he doesn't need.
Stoneforge Mystic.
Yep. I imagine, he could get either a Batter Skull or a Sword of Feast and Famine here. He might just get a Sword of Feast and Famine because the Hive Mind deck really needs 2 cards to go off. And so he might just try and, strip the rest of his hand out. I'm not positive.
He can pact, yeah. I was going to say he can pact and pay for it. Oh, Force. Force removing Force.
Yep, and
there's a lot of free counter spells.
He can pay the second pack here. But the rookie mistake is to play both packs at the same, both in the stack, and then they just go, okay, resolves.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen before.
All right, so
second
blue
pack. Shaheen
and
with
Force. Oh my gosh! There were 6 free counter spells between both of their hands, and all of them gone.
Yep. You cannot get Jason Mind Sculptor with Stoneforge Mystic. So he's thinking about the Sword of Feast. Yep,
and that's what he goes with. Yeah.
He's on the game plan of keeping Orrin's hand at 0 at all times, which I think is a good game plan. Orrin at this point is going to have to top deck a Hive Mind, play it. Top deck a Pact. And of course, if he top decks a Hive Mind, then that makes any ponders he draws a little awkward.
Yeah.
Misdirection, looks like.
I think he's got Progenitus in his hand.
I think he does too.
Progenitus and Misdirection, yeah. All right, so Stoneforge attacked? No. Yeah,
Jace.
Stoneforge attacked.
Yep, Stoneforge attacked.
That made sense once I saw Jace, but...
Well, I mean, yeah.
Otherwise, it was kind of confused.
He is on the you don't get to play your cards plan.
Oh, Fate Seal.
Plan I like very much. And
keep it.
Yeah, it's not
Go.
fun.
Yeah, now he's going to be facing the Sword of Feast and Famine.
Yeah, with Orrin's hand, and keeping it is so painful. He does get to sack his Misty. Gets another shot to draw something. He can get Show and Tell to put up Progenitus, or he can hardcast a Hive Mind and withdraw Pact. So he has a reasonable number of outs.
We know though that Shaheen had access to a Parish at least a few turns ago.
He did.
I assume he
did shuffle with
he shuffled. Did he shuffle it away though?
Well, he has he played the Stoneforge, so I'm pretty sure he had.
Oh, he's only got one card. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is obviously the sword. Yeah. For some reason, I was thinking he may have drawn it before shuffling, but yeah.
So he draws another land. But it's a fetch land, so that will
that'll help him a little bit.
That'll help him against Jace. Oh, Jace just brainstorms. 2 fetches, and 1 goes back, and I can't see. There's a white card.
I think he put 2 fetches back.
He did put 2 fetches back.
He changed his mind.
Whatever the white card was.
Yeah, I think it was.
Souls.
Yeah, could have been. It's tough to.
I imagine he's just going to pass here, or just place the sword. Oh, he can play the sword and equip it. Okay, so he does have 5 mana. That works too. So, sword equip attack. Orrin will discard, I imagine, misdirection.
Yeah. That seems right
Definitely
to me.
misdirection here. Takes him down to 14.
And he does discard the misdirection.
Still not, not quite.
There's the sword
dead.
doesn't that
That does not untap.
Yeah. It's funny though, when you untap all your lands, you just feel like you're supposed to just be untapping. I'm in my untap step, right? Oh, no, I'm not.
Brainstorms puts, and I can't tell what the request was his 1 intuition.
Are we going to see like a ton of lingering souls or?
He was looking at discard out.
I know. I saw him grab the Inquisition.
Inquisition not going to do a whole lot.
Taking a look at Orrin's graveyard, maybe considering the surgical extractions. That's
Yep, he is going to surgical. Shaheen trying to lock this game up, give Orrin no outs, and really this is this is about the last turn Orrin has. Orrin draws a intuition, so we'll have to see what Shaheen is targeting. It's very relevant.
Shaheen paying the mana for the surgical extraction.
With him drawing the intuition, I think he still has 3 show and tells left, so he can't just get a can intuition for show and tells. He can theoretically, well, I guess you could go for hive minds, but it's not going to be very. You have to both draw that and a pact.
Right.
So that's a big question. What is he going for here? And he's, I think Orrin's trying to suggest the blue packs. But he goes for hive mind.
Okay. And he shows him his hand, his Intuition Progenitus.
Yep. So he'll be able to do both of those. Intuition for show and tells. Play Progenitus. Now he's going to take 4 damage in that process. And I think his life total is a little bit out of date.
Yeah, I think his life total is already at 13, so I think he's at 9.
We're going to check on that. So
yeah, because he was at 17 before the Stoneforge attacked him.
Right.
So he
10?
Yeah, it should be at 10. That makes sense. Because he should have been at 14. All
right. So
yeah.
Right now it looks like Shaheen would be 1 point away theoretically, but Perish.
Oh, he has the he brainstormed into it, or he just top decked it.
Perish.
Yeah. And now it's
in comes Stoneforge.
Orrin trying to get back into the game, finally manages to get a Progenitus on the table, and
I mean, this hive mind deck has a lot of outs, but Shaheen has all the answers.
Yeah, there are no more. This hive mind deck no longer has its namesake, so it's. It
doesn't have that. All 4 show and tells are in the graveyard.
Right, and all the hive minds are exiled.
He would have to at this point, I believe. somehow cast a red pact and somehow ride that to victory.
We've seen crazier things happen.
I don't know what was crazier than that.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
In that same time, but yeah, I can't imagine anything's any person that. I mean, he's just gonna get lingering souls, I imagine. Flash one back and be lethal for next turn. Orrin Beasley, I think at this point needs to draw a game rules violation for Soorani.
Yeah.
That is his out. Yep.
There it is.
The hand. There we go.
Shaheen Soorani.
Taking down Orrin Beasley's Hive Mind deck.
In pretty impressive fashion, too.
Very impressive fashion.
2 perish in the sideboard for Shaheen, and that's the only ones he had. So
it was definitely a sideboard match.
Yeah.
For Shaheen, he didn't have a whole lot to bring in. He had 3 Surgicals, 2 perish, and a Disenchant. It looks like probably the other Force of Will and sort of Feast of Famine, but nothing that was like a real silver bullet against this deck. But
right.
He got what he needed to when he got it.
Yeah.
So.